Ready.
The reason why we're here a few hours before an election is because we want to get the real message across. The real message isn't who is for mayor or who is for council, but whether or not we can have real democracy in Brabant Lake. We have a municipal advisor called Val Antoniak, who is not at all interested in advising, but insists on her own way, such like a little child having a tea party with her dolls, and if those don't behave, they go in the trash bin. She has refused to allow the acting mayor, John Caswell, to have a key. She still continues to have that. However, she has a policy that the person who is going to run these things as her puppet is Mrs. Eugene McLeod, and she wants Eugene McLeod to be mayor. So this is why we have a sign, "No democracy here, folks. Keys only for Val's paid favorites." This, to her, isn't a community hall, a hall belonging to the people of Brabant Lake, where we can sing songs, where we can worship, where, if we want, where we can have a gospel jamboree, a Sunday service when our chapel is cold, but it's somewhere where only she can decide what is happening. She has made her repugnance to Christianity very clear. She has a rec director who has tried to duplicate and mess up every possible activity of the mission. When we have a sewing class run by people who know how to sew, they insist that the children don't go there, the young people, the girls don't go there. They have to go to the hall and do absolutely nothing. They ruined a very, very good sewing class, amongst other things. They constantly attack our St. Mary's Bible Club, tried to attack the Gospel Jamboree. They wanted it run by people who know how to pass out drugs and every opportunity or sell them. This is why we have a sign. This town is for not people, but for the drug trade. What she thinks is important, hello there, what she thinks is important is that their drugs flow. She likes locked halls, locked cupboards, locked doors, so that people can store drugs. This has happened before. John Caswell, while on council, made an issue of this. He was not thanked. This is why we have the sign, "Only druggies get to have jobs and get on council." With the approval of council, John was working at the water treatment plant right now. We're just looking at the water treatment plant, which is right beside here. But that wasn't enough, because John had the anti-drug policy. A person was shipped in from Prince Albert, who was a well-known drug dealer who was kicked out of Grandmother's Bay for selling cocaine. He was parachuted in to take John's job. There was no reason given for John losing the job, and they would not fire him, because if they fired him, we could go to the Labor Relations Board. Instead, they just refused to give him any hours. Once again, in another key, we have the statement, "No democracy here, folks. Keys only for Val's paid favorite." If you have the trust of the people and are elected as mayor or councillor, and you can't even have a key, then you don't really, it's just a symbol of what, there is really no control here or no community participation. Val says, well, we can always get a key from her appointed person, Joyce McLeod, who is the rec director, secretary, coordinator, and on, who with no accountability to a job. And what if you have planned a major event and Joyce decides to go to town that day, or Val vetoes it? You can have your event kibosh. Fortunately, we have a school and a mission where we can have meals and other things. We can't trust the hall. when on March 27th, I thought I was phoning for adjournment. Instead, I found myself in a full-blown court situation, except that I was not allowed to have any defense as another person or myself. I was silenced, but I was told that the judge said things like, "Well, you block everything that some chairman, some person says," and so that he said it like as if it was a judge, but who he really meant and who everyone understood was that it was Val who wanted me in jail because I disagree with her many times, and because we write a blog. Val is very opposed to the public knowing what is happening. She consistently lies about what she says in Brabant Lake to the people on the Ronge. If this is going on, the people of the North have been lied to many, many times. They've been deceived.